Hello, welcome to video number 2. This is Gordon at Barocca's Canvas and Leather. And this video, which we'll be making this. Now, yes, it's a bit creased. It can be ironed, canvas can be ironed. But it's just basically a dead, straightforward, simple messenger bag. Bit of stitching involved, bit of leather work involved, working on zips. Something pretty straightforward. It's my 4th bag I've made because I want to start to make some bags and make them better. So you'll be joining me on my way of improving my own skills. I have an idea of how to do things, but having an idea and doing them properly, miles apart. So it's all practice for me. If you want to see how someone that's quite a novice improves over time, and whether you do it and improve quicker than me, probably, then we'll see how it happens. Okay, so stick with the vid, make that. Right. The last video seemed to just stop abruptly. That is because I recorded 20 minutes of making these, the chaps for the bag, and I never had any sound. Got these microphones because they're supposed to make the sound better on a YouTube video, and it went flat. It lasted about 15 minutes and then went flat. So I recorded a good 20 minutes with no sound. So I was a bit biffed. But anyway, we're going to crack on with the bag. I'm going to have to do like a little short video just how to make these, because I did go into a bit of depth of edge beveling, edge painting, polishing, skiving, all the main things that you really need to learn for leather, just in that little thing there. So I'll probably do a short on that just to show how it was done. But anyway, we need to get back to making this bag. All right. Right, let's crack on. Oh, I need a brew, but it's like 7 o'clock at night and I don't really want to be drinking coffee this late. So you never know, I might crack out a glass of wine later on. All right. Right, let's crack on. Right, so where we were at, it's clipping the lining to the zip. We had to make the little chaps. One goes on one side, one goes on the other. And what we need to do is we need to put them inside. So the edge is there. Get one of my mini rulers. It's 28. So we've got a 10mm seam allowance, 8 to 10mm. Bring it in another 20mm. So we'll be looking at 30mm on each side. We'll bring it in 30mm and then put our chap in there. So now it goes in facing downwards, basically. So let us pop that in there, and we're going to do 30mm from the end. Which is there. Okay. So that is going in there. I'll put 2 little clips on that. And that goes on there like that. Okay. Now, we do exactly the same thing on the other side. So, we have our face down. We get the other side of the zip. and that's face down on there, like so. And I'm going to stick that with some tape. Just talk among yourselves while I just find the end. There we go. Drop that down there. I'll put this on. That is straight across the top. Cut that off there. And then let's see if we can get this end off. Again, put the gigs on. You could tell me an easier way of doing this, splitting the top, I'd be much appreciated. But we've done it there now. Okay. So again, zip, teeth, face down. Yeah, pointing down. And an equal overhang on either side. So the teeth should line up pretty evenly. Yeah. So then we come in 30. And put our other sharp down. Facing down. We can click that in. And then bring the lining up. And we match the lining across the top. Now, let us just put that clip over that. Make sure it's as good down the sides as possible. And then clip it all in. So I'll put two on the leather. And one on the end. So, what we have is, so we've got fabric, the correct side facing the correct side. We've got one half of the zip at the top, one half of the zip at the bottom. I've got tape that's going all over the place. Right. Now, this can go to the sewing machine. And what we're going to do, we're going to run a stitch along there on both sides. Okay. Then we're going to turn it inside out and run a top stitch across both sides. Okay. Once that's done, we can then fit the slider, trim it, stitch the sides, bob a job. Right, so over to the sewing machine, which is just there. Okay, so so one side of the bag. Now, I hope you can see this. This is I'm filming this behind the sewing machine. This is a Taiso 1100. Only basic walking foot machine, but it seems to do the job all right. It's pretty good. Can't grumble. Anyway, so lift the foot up and drop the foot down. Okay. So we go forward and back, and then right, we're coming up to the chap. So we just need to make sure that goes under. And back stitch across that because it's quite thick. Just to make sure it holds, because it's obviously needs to be a point of strength. Now, I think I should have put on my double foot. There's a sneaky feeling I'm the right balls of this. Okay, so that's one side. And the other side. Right, now we need to turn this inside out so we can do the top stitch. Okay, so what we're wanting to do is, I don't know if you can see that, there you go. Let me just get it on camera. I don't know if you can see this. Right, so we're going to basically fold the canvas back, get the D-ring out of the way. Okay. So you get like a natural fold, and the lining at the back. And what we're going to do then is run a top stitch along there, and same on this side. So run a top stitch along there. Which will also lock the lining in place. Okay, so we go back to the sewing machine. Boom. Hey, that way. You know what? I could really do with a brew. Who else drinks coffee at this time? What time are we on now? I think it's now about 8 o'clock in the evening. Do I have one or do I not? Let me get this sewing out of the way and I'll have a think. So let's see what we can do with this. Again, back and front that way. And all we need to do is make sure we follow the edge of the material over the chap. And on we go. There we go. At the end there. And back stitch and forward stitch. And there we go. Put up. Needle up, obviously. And then we can pull it out. Cut off. Oh dear, that's not the best stitch in the world. Do the other side. Right. Make sure this gets fed through properly. Okay, so we've got the top stitches done and the stitches done and the top stitches done, and when you put it together you then got your chaps, one on each side. So what we need to do now is zip this together. Now this can be a bit awkward because we've got to do it from the inside. Oh my Gideon. Right, I don't know if you've oh, I've done a full day's work today and I must be tired, right? Because I've made a really big cockle. Right? Them are brilliant. Yeah, but they should be stitched on the outside and not on the inside, because now when I fasten my zip, you know what? I'm gonna have to unpick that. So Right. I'll see you when I've done it right. Right. We're all back on track. But it's late. My phone's got about 10% of the charge left. So, anyway, let me just put this on. So, we've now got the chaps on the right way around, all right, on either side. So they're outside the zip, which is the whole point. I've got the slider on. Okay. Oh, can you see it? So we zip it up. Now, the only thing extra I've done before I call it a day, and then I'll have to crack on tomorrow, I super glue the ends of the zips together. The bits that aren't going to be actually on the bag when we trim it all down, to stop the slider coming off. Because when we start to turn things inside out to stitch the lining and the side of the bag, we don't want the slider coming off, but the zip needs to be open. So you can use tape, you can either put ends on the zips, whatever you want to do. But for this video, just to keep it dead simple, my second video, I just glue the ends, bit of super glue on either side to stop the slider coming off. Right, I'm going to call it a day there before my phone goes flat, and I shall see you in the morning. Right. You know what? I forgot my brew. Anyway, there we go. Right, we're going to turn this bag inside out so we can stitch the sides and the linings together. And once that's done, that's a very basic messenger bag finished. There are lots of improvements you can do. I've done different ones with different ends of zips and stuff like that. But we're just going to finish this one off, and then we'll conclude. All right. Go to the sewing machine. No, I won't actually. Sorry. We're going to turn it inside out. So from the side, I'm going to pull everything through. Okay. Hang on. These stuff's falling off. Right. Okay. So we've got the lining separate to the main part of the bag. And what we're going to do now is clip the tops together where the zip is. There's one. On both sides. Let's push that zip up a touch. Okay, so where the zip folds, try and do the same on both sides. Okay. So we've now clipped the sides down at the zips. Sorry, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah. And now I'm just going to clip the edges. To be honest, these edges shouldn't really go anywhere, but you never know. So just running clips down the sides. Wait, I'm not even showing you this, am I? Down the sides like that. A crease at the bottom. Okay. Now on one side, I'm going to choose this side, that we leave a gap, put your hand in, so we can turn everything inside out right way around after it's been stitched. So what we're going to do, if I can zoom that out a bit. Right, that's better. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to stitch along there, along there. We're going to back stitch over the zip. And on this side, we're going to stitch along there to there, back stitch, miss, back stitch, stitch. So it's going to leave a gap there where we can then turn the bag inside out, and then we just stitch that up once the bag's the right way around. Right, okay, so let us get over to the sewing machine. Okay, so on the sewing machine. Now I've replaced the single foot with the double foot. Single foot is for zips and stuff, but I'm actually finding that the double foot is a bit more useful. Now the width from the double foot, from this edge of the foot to the needle, is 6 millimeters. Now I said I needed to have it over very slightly. As long as I can follow that against the edge of the material, then it should be good to go. Right, let's crack on then. So, go forward and then back. And then we follow that through. Just be sure we don't get stuck anywhere. And follow a straight line. Now this bulge in the middle is the zipper. Alright, so let's get rid of that. so we're just going to push that over the limb slightly. Come on. Not that bloody hard. That's it. You just got to force it through sometimes. Just pull it through. And then back. Oh. Right. Okay, so this is the side we're going to stop at here. And back stitch. Wait. Right, back stitch there. Then we can move it forward. To here. Up it down. As we get to the end, over the edge, and back stitch. Okay. I think I just said that material is, I don't know if it's good for this machine. Okay, so it's time to stitch again. Okay. So we triple stitch over the zip. And then we finish stitching the lining. And a back stitch at the bottom. Okay. Right. Now we can cut all the rough edges off. Right, we can now cut. Let's start again. So we can now cut the rough edges off. So, off the edges of the zips. There's one. There's two. You can cut some of the corners off so it fits better. Obviously don't cut through the stitching. Just cut through the corners. It just sits a bit better. Okay, so now what we need to do, my fat thumb stuck in the scissors, turn this inside out from the gap that we left on the lining, which is there. So we've got the zip open on the inside, and what we're looking at doing, see if I can get my fat hand in it, is pulling everything through that hole. Right, pulling and pushing. Now, because we did the double stitch at the side of this hole, hopefully it's not going to tear. It should all just pull through. Give me a bit of a fiddle. Well, a lot of a fiddle. Oh, I can see the head. Oh yeah, I'd make a good midwife. Come on. Here you come. Right, and then the lining will push in. Haven't finished yet. Right, it's just a case of really working everything out. Because it's canvas, it's quite stiff. If this was fabric, it wouldn't be that bad. Get your finger right into the corners. There we go. Okay. Now it does get creased up when you're doing that. You can always iron canvas, it's not a problem. Yeah. Now it goes right back to there. Zips across to there. And back. So all that's left to do now is stitch that hole that's in the lining that you've just pulled everything through. So it should just turn in nicely. Okay. I'll just put a couple of clips on that. And basically now we just run a stitch up there, close off the bag. So next picture will be the bag finished. Right, so that is the finished bag. It's a bit creased at the moment, but canvas can be ironed, absolutely no problem. Alright, you got the leather chaps with the D-rings. I will be making a strap for it, but that'll be for a separate video because it is quite long-winded. You can do just like a piece of material, goes over and just stitched to either side. It's dead simple. But there are a lot of variations on this bag. Mainly to do with obviously the size. The fact you can then put box corners on, so it makes it a bit more structured. You can put ends on the zips, like tabs, just to give it a bit more finish to it, because with these, it basically just rolls over at the end. Yeah, so it does its job, it stops the zip. Aesthetically, not brilliant, but dead basic, works. But I will be doing ones with tabs on the end, so it does look a bit more presentable. I'm going to start selling these bags, obviously not this one, because this is the one that on my first video I ironed on the B on the Brookers, so I couldn't sell that anyway. So it was a good practice piece. I have done a couple of others. That was one which I've been using. Again, leather tabs, and that's with a brown gold Brookers and a brown zipper. Black lining. This was the very first bag I ever made. The strap fell off. The popper came off, but it's got a veg tan gusset all the way around, and I don't know what canvas that is, but I bought a piece of canvas and I don't think it's the right stuff. Put the back on the wrong way around, whatever it is. So I'm still practicing. I've only made, what, 4 of these? Well, this is my 4th one, yeah. So once I'm a bit more proficient in it, I will be setting up an Etsy shop and selling different bags. I did make a roll top bag. Forget the leather, it got stained. So it basically has a little handle on the back, tabs for your strap, and it has poppers, and you roll the top down, and a magnetic clasp. Call it a US post bag or something. I got the pattern off Etsy. And yeah, it's a nice bag. I think with a bit more practice, a bit more experimentation with colour, I think it'd be all right. But I am specialising in canvas. Yes, Liv, I know. Hello. That's my daughter. Yeah, I'm going to be specialising in mainly canvas and leather. So, hello. Daisy, Olivia's friend. Having a sleepover tonight. Anyway, that's the end of the video. The next video, I think I'm going to be doing how to wax your own canvas, because I want to make a waxed canvas wallet with leather trim. So that'll be in the post. That'll be hopefully soon. I've also got to make a shoe bag, which I'm hopefully going to be putting into a cobbler's with their logo on it. Hopefully we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, so bits and bobs. Waxing canvas. I'm going to also be doing a drawstring purse, like an old Viking purse, but made out of canvas and leather, and a bit of tooling on the leather to make it a bit more different. So yeah, so I've got ideas, and as the channel grows, and yeah, we'll keep it going. I do find it difficult to work full time. I've got family. I don't know how some people do it, but I just do it when I can. Videos took me 4 days to put together, just through time limits and time constraints. Anyway, see you in the next video. Make us a brew.